We have 4 things that we want to always keep in mind in the back of our head when we are submitting an application or applying for the positions. You have to remember that ATS filters are screening you out. For example, if you don't have the right keywords or keyword phrases, or you haven't completely explained your results or the outcome that you've achieved, or your experience or your skills, and you are not matching up with those jobs or those positions, you're going to automatically get filtered out. I've had a lot of people talk about they submit their application and pretty instantly they'll get a rejection, right? That's how fast the ATS and AI is reading your resume and your career materials. Again, we're always going to be focused on a tailored approach for every single position. But this is, number one, why your current job search approach isn't working. The second thing I want you to think about is recruiter scan in seconds. So let's say that we get the resumes through, you get it to the recruiters from the ATS system. The recruiters might have, the top 100. Maybe they even pick the top 20 or the top 30 people just based on what the ATS thinks. Now, if you are qualified and you haven't set that positioning up properly in your resume, you're screened out immediately. You're never even making it through to the recruiter. But now you've got to get the recruiter and you've got to convince them in a couple of seconds to bring you in for an interview. The other thing I want you to remember is that you are competing a lot of times with hundreds of applicants. So there's hundreds of applicants that will apply to these positions that not only go through the ATS, now they need to get it through to the recruiter. The recruiter needs to be convinced that you are one of the top, because they're only going to hire one person. So one of the top 10, 15, 20 that even goes through and starts the interview process. And then finally on this note, is visibility does not equal volume. This is what most job seekers believe, is that if you just apply to more jobs, I'll get more interviews. So you could say, hey, I'm going to do 10 today. I'm going to do 10 the next day. I know I'm going to be able to land an interview with at least one of them. Think about the time that it's taken you just to do that, when let's say we could focus on 2 or 3 positions that you are highly qualified for, getting your materials tailored, and then hopefully getting interviews with all 3, and then hopefully a job offer with at least one of those. Here's what I want you to remember about today's job market is it's not about that volume anymore. It's about how often the right people see you.